That right there is a pretty good night at the office. 5 starters, 3 winners, 2 seconds. We'll talk about Purple second. We'll talk about Love and Affection second. I thought it was a nose. They called it a head. It's a very short head. But we're going to rewind all the way back to 4 o'clock. We're going to talk about Mountaineer Prince. A very baffling situation. I could not understand how a horse could train that good at Northfield and then go to Michigan and run all over the track. We had people asking, could it be the gate? Could it be that maybe he was just a little agitated in a group of horses? No. I found it very odd that would be... I couldn't accept that. And it wasn't until I went to Michigan that I told you guys I was pretty sure what it was. It was the footing. He just couldn't get over the track. Now, somebody after today's qualifier asked me a very fair question. Does this mean he can go back to Michigan? I want to say no. Now, it depends on the track. I talked to Cody Massey about Sunset Acres Girl tonight. Asked him about the track Hastings, where the stake race is supposed to take place, Tuesday the 27th. As of right now, I could theoretically go to Hastings on the 27th. Now, I have to check. Before I say that, I shouldn't have said that, because I have to check. Now, if Hastings is a better surface, I need to know if it is, first off. If it's a better surface, then I would entertain taking Mountaineer Prince to Michigan. Without knowing all the colts in Michigan, I can't imagine there's a 2-year-old trotter that can trot with this horse. I really find it hard to believe. That is a real good mile. 2 minutes and 2/5, 30 seconds flat in the end of it, last half 59.3. You're just not going to see a whole lot of Michigan breds being able to do that. I don't think at Northfield right now. I guess that's unfair because I don't really know his competition. Anyway, the horse was great. He was fine at the gate. He was fine in a group. He was sitting quietly in 6th. I moved him over, shot through, beat the horse on the outside, beat the horse in front of him, passed 2 horses in the last little bit, and looked great. So then we got to the races. Purple People Eater. The track was very hard for race number 1. And I can always tell when the track is super hard with Purple. She is very ornery, very hard to deal with. If you watch the post parade and you watch me trying to get her to thaw out and settle, she just would not. You can't put her up close to the gate. She'll climb up on the gate. She will make a break once in a while. So you got to bring her in slow. Once you get her trotting, she's okay. But man, she just wouldn't let go of me tonight. I knew that the 2 horses to beat, one was first over coming to the half. I got my breather. One was first over, one was in the 2-hole. I said, well, if I just let the horse first over, who I think was the favorite. No, I was the favorite. The horse first over, grind up into my bridle, and the other guy sit in the 2-hole, they both might beat me. You know what? No. If I get beat, it'll only be one of them. And I let her dance down the backstretch, 28-2 down the backstretch, 30-1 on the end of it. Her last quarter, 30-4. She was beat fair and square, but she's like that when her feet are bothering her. I didn't even have to ask. I pulled up. I said, what day was this filly shot? Well, 2 days ago. Okay, well, it's not your fault because we didn't know the track was going to be hard. It's been good lately. But maybe food for thought. Next time we show her on race week, especially close to the races, might be worth blocking her feet. Maybe having Dr. Latessa go over, tub them, really, really work on them, because I can tell when she has been shod close to the race. She is really hard to deal with. Now, good news is she is tough, and she will bounce right back. She's going to race 4 days from now. Now, we can work on her feet over the next 4 days, just very, very light work, very light jogging. And I think what you'll find, I haven't seen the class, but if she belongs in that race, she'll do well on Sunday evening. And no, I won't be here. I'll be in Kentucky. So Justin Irvine is going to drive her. So TT's Magnum Force beat me by 3, fair and square. Purple People Eater, race good in a very good effort. Well, think of it this way: 58-3 off half and 59-2 is what she did. And then we had, I got parked with Jason's horse. I told Jason, I said, you know what? It's one of those things where you pull up and you're like, I'm sorry, but I wouldn't have driven him any other way. I mean, Greg had said after, well, you parked yourself. That's the old saying, right? Drivers used to say that. Well, my horse is the favorite and you kept coming, kind of parked yourself. I said, well, I had a little help. You could have turned me 28-4, and been in the 2-hole, half and 58-2, or removed. But you chose to go 28-2, 57-3, 127, and Aaron's horse won the length of a football field. Now, Greg did finish second, and maybe you would have anyway. But I wasn't going to drop in the 5-hole to be first over. I could see what was taking place. The horse in the 2-hole at the time was Zinn, 15-1, Elliot Deaton. He's not coming. Kurt Sugg was the other one. Swan on a Mission. He's not coming. So I'm going to drop into the 4 or 5-hole only to be first over. Best case scenario, I'm first over and I drag Aaron up into it, and I'm probably still 5th. Worst case scenario, I come first over and get run over and end up 5th or 6th. And this is all going through my head around the first turn. No, I've seen this movie before. I'm going to continue on to the front. If you want to park me, park me. I'll pay the ticket, or Jericho will. So in that regard, I feel bad because it was Jason's horse, but Jericho's a tough bugger and he'll bounce back. The rest of the night was rather perfect. Lover's Play. Oh my God, I love this filly. That was a cheap bunch. It was kind of a cheap bunch. And she'd been off 2 weeks, so off 2 weeks, 3 wide down the backstretch, a winner by 9 lengths, 59-3 last quarter in 29-2. I just like sitting behind her, I like being around her. I love horses that put in honest efforts, and there's very few around tougher than Lover's Play. Just really pleased with the win from her. She raced great. Victory Blue Chip, I heard the favorite look left. The favorite's on the run coming off the car. I'm thinking, I know Kurt's going to make front with Indiana's MVP. I know he's a long shot. I'm going to knock on that door again. I mean, they can't all park me all the time. And I just kept coming. I said, no, I'm not going in the 4-hole or the 3-hole. I'm not even going in the 2-hole. I'm going right to the front. But Victory Blue Chip, I'm going to do a video in a minute. He is in the sale on Monday, jumping up in class. Race good tonight, but at the same time, it can catch a salty crew in here too. And I think it's the right move. Listen, we've raced him, 4 or 5 times since the last time everybody had an opportunity to buy him. We probably made, 20 grand with him? I guess they should have given us the 14 or 15 back when we asked. So he's going to sell on Monday, coming off, 2 wins and looking very, very good. Really happy with his performance tonight also. 59-3 last half, 59 flat last half, and 59-1 last quarter, 29-4. He looked good. Rose Run AJ almost got caught, didn't I? Being a little too cute. I got away in the 2-hole. The only other horse even below double-digit odds in the race, obviously Rose Run AJ was 1-9. The only one with any odds below that was Red Bull, the horse that Aaron was on the front with, and came to a screeching halt at the 5/8, and I was able just to slither my way out and kick free. Opened up easy, 28-1 in the end of it. He's 2 weeks away from a Buckeye right here at Northfield Park. I did want to tell Jason I wanted to put aluminum. He wears window bars up front, so for some reason, even when he was training down, he'd hog that right line, and we tested his feet, and always the inside corners of both front feet were always sore. And if you put shoes on them, he would hog the right line in the turns, grab the left line in the straightaways. With flip-flops on, he was okay, but still not quite as good. What we did was we just put a window bar. So here's the horse's foot, just goes around here. Right here it's sore. We just shoot right across. There's nothing there. And he wears both of those on his front feet. I wanted to see if Nick Clegg, great blacksmith, a good guy, good horseman, does a great job. I was going to ask him if he could maybe put aluminums. They're tough to weld too, but Nick can weld aluminum very well. So I was going to ask Nick if he could weld aluminum egg bars, put them on that horse. And as I watched the race tonight, I thought his hobbles were a little bit tighter than they needed to be. I'm going to ask Jason, maybe want to let them out a hole, and put aluminum egg bars on them. We'll see. I mean, nothing has to be done. He looked very, very good in winning tonight. A rather impressive victory by 7 lengths, at 56-2 last quarter, 28-1. Love and Affection raced great. Finished second. I thought I was going to get him. I think if I come to the outside, I do get him. He was kind of hugging down in tight too. If I had to come to the outside, I think I get by him. And when I got her down in the passing lane, she popped her knee once and got out of gear just for a stride. It did cost me the win. And his glory was the horse was second in 55 in the Buckeye last week. A nice horse, right? Lots of speed. I drove him once, hot, but oddly quiet tonight. Love and Affection raced great. Tried to run him down. I left with her, came first over with her, and second beat ahead in 59. I thought she raced very, very, very well. So a great night at the office tonight for us. We're going to try and keep it going tomorrow. Let's see, what do we got tomorrow? Here's tomorrow. Thursday, we have La Dorraine, who schooled very, very good last week. She's in race number 1, I believe, or is that 2? It's race 2. Blue Ventura is in tomorrow. My God, I made a fool of myself last week. You know how stupid I am? I told you guys, oh my God, he won 2 in a row. I hadn't actually watched the entire race from the week before. I just thought the kid drove the horse great. From what I could see, I was doing a million things. I was happy. Well, I went to watch Blue Ventura's race the other day. Well, it was about 10 minutes or 12 minutes after his scheduled post time, so I just went into RTN and went to replays. Well, clicked on replays. Well, his race actually didn't go yet. So the replay I was watching, not even thinking about it, was his race from the week before. Somebody said, Anthony, are you okay? The horse was I think he was 4th, was he? He was 4th. He said he won. He didn't win. And I looked down and I think, oh my God, you're stupid. 50, 54, 53 and 4, 27 and 1 in the end of it. He looked good the other day. He's in a good spot. 7-2 tomorrow. No walkover. This is straight non-winners of 2. So we'll see what he can do tomorrow. Serious Dragon is in tomorrow. The same nemesis that he had last week. Those 2 horses are back in there again. But he's in off a week now. Last week it was 14 days. He's right back in 7 days. If I can get him off the car good, he'll be good tomorrow. And Drebin has certainly looked very, very good of late. This is actually a drop down in class. He raced in the non-winners of 2, but not more than 4 wins last week. This is a straight non-winners of 3, and it shows up in the morning line 9-5 on Drebin, and he's coming in looking sharp. Collector also in the sale this week. So Collector is... this will be Collector's last start for us, I would imagine, heading into the sale on Monday. The reason being, we have a number of horses down there. If you've noticed on Friday, both Gypsy Hill and Militant, who's picked to win, by the way, are in the same class that this horse is. that this horse is heading towards. So, and he struggled up in there a little bit. So, you know what? It just made all the sense in the world. Collector, we're going to move him on Monday. Widespread Panic is in tomorrow also. 9-2 morning line. He qualified well. Resolve Indeed is in tomorrow. 5-1. This is a 2-year-old non-winners of 2, but not mixed, not segregated by sex. These are fillies and colts in together. And it looks like a salty crew. Really don't care. We'll be back at Mohawk tomorrow also. So that's Thursday. Friday, I had a real problem. I didn't know which place to be on Friday. I opted for Scioto. Fire and Shine is in Scioto. These are all great classes. Again, we have a ton of horses in the right spot this week. Fire and Shine, 7-2. Militant, 9-5. Patrick DePrana, these odds are not realistic. I mean, they got him 20-1. His airway was pinched off a little bit last week. I suspect he's going to come up with a much better performance this week. Irresistible Sun is picked to win at 2-1. Stay close from the outside. I said, Chris, if you look left and it looks like you can get there, let him rock, because he's no good taking him back. 9-hole and 8-hole with this 9-9-8 his last 3. Country Dancing, a little surprised to see her at 5-1. She's coming in off a win in 53 and a third, pace 54. I thought she's coming in really good, but this is just how salty this little Stallion Series division is. And here's a filly with a mark of 153 flat on this track that she's about to race on again, and she's 5-1 morning line. Rose Run Alexander's back in action. You're going to see she's much better this week. 7-2 morning line on her. JK Victory, 9-2 on him. Oh my. And Gypsy Hill. Again, Gypsy Hill, 2-1 morning line. This is a great class for this horse. Too bad he couldn't race in here a little bit longer. He is 2-1. His claiming tag is $75,000, which they won't take. And the purse is 17. This is a good spot for this horse. I will make my way to Ontario to drive Chicago Hall on Saturday night. Luke Ebersol will fill in for Prince Charmer also. So that's what's coming up the next few days. As far as, I'll see if I have it on here. As far as the sale, I'll see if I can pull it up right here for everybody. Yep, right here. 6 horses are going to be going in the sale on Monday. Collector, we just talked about him. He'll be heading to the sale. Dominion, just not shocking. He'll be heading to the sale. Great Bet, up in a class he can do in, but that's a salty crew, and if we keep catching tough horses in there, it's going to be all for naught. He will race, I believe, before the sale. But Great Bet, it goes without saying. You guys know why. I'm Fancy Like. I did end up putting her in, and this is why. Bear with me. No class in Ontario. I called the race office. They were straight up with me and said it's going to be tough to find a spot for her. The Meadows, no bueno. Nothing there for her. Scioto has the pacing side of that trot crew. They go 51-4 to 53. That's a lot too. The place that she probably would end up going and may end up going is Yonkers in a 3-year-old mare's claimer or a 3-year-old claimer. I think it's a fillies and mare's claimer, or it's a straight fillies and mare's claimer. I know what her tag would be, and that is likely what she's worth. So we already know what she's worth. So if we can get that for her before we ship her to Yonkers, pay a training bill on her, race her once, and then have her claimed, then it makes all the sense in the world, really. So you already know. You don't have to be Columbo to figure out what she's worth and what she should bring. It's a little bit north of 30,000. Lonely Lakewood, again, and Victory Blue Chip. Both these horses are getting in. One, they're tripping over one another a little bit. And two, they're getting in a little bit tougher now. Again, they're both coming in off wins. Lonely Lakewood, 2 wins in a row. Victory Blue Chip has 2 wins in a row also, I believe. So there'll be horses that will attract a little bit of attention. This is the right 6. These 6 horses are the right ones to move right now. Somebody's going to ask me, why not My Wicked Heart? Well, easy. Just open up On Gate. Looking preferred. I would say 60% of the inventory right now on both those sites will be 2-year-olds. Everybody's dumping their 2-year-olds. And I can tell you, her worth right now on the open market would be minimal. So we'll try and ride it out with her for a little bit. But again, she's always on the cusp. If somebody calls me and says, hey, do you have anything for sale? Yes, we do. Just not getting those calls right now. So those are the 6 horses heading to the sale on Monday. Collector, Dominion, Great Bet, I'm Fancy Like, Lonely Lakewood, and Victory Blue Chip. So with that, your videos are all done for the evening. Fantastic night of work from the barn, from the crew. Great job by both Jasons, Callie and Kaylee, and Cordon. Saw you guys all there tonight. Great job by everybody. And I will talk to all of you tomorrow morning. Oh, and most importantly, I forgot all about it. Ollie's team won the semifinals. Ollie went 3 for 4, had a single, two singles and a triple, and looked, I think a triple, maybe a double. Looked very good. Amy said he played great all night. Uncle James and Jody Jameson were there to watch him play. They both thought he played great too. So happy for him. The plan was, so you get a little tricky here today. There was traffic everywhere. I got Jason to pick the girls up at school today. Treated them to ice cream. Jason. And they'll, Addie for sure will be very happy to know that Uncle Jason is going to have to pick them up at school again tomorrow because I'll be at the Meadows. I wasn't going to make plans until Ollie's team won. If his team lost, Amy would be back here tomorrow afternoon to pick the girls up. But now Amy will be in Ontario and I'll be in Pennsylvania. And old Uncle Jason is up again. So very happy for Oliver's team. Go Royals. Excited. Tomorrow night is the ICBA finals. And the team they're playing in the finals is the one they beat yesterday. So it should be a pretty exciting game. So with that, I'll let you go. Go to bed. It's almost 1 o'clock in the morning. I will talk to you all very soon. Take care.